The second you close that door, your dog does something scientists recorded on camera, and it is nothing like what you picture. Most owners think their dog circles once, finds the couch, and waits. That is not what happens. Their heart rate spikes before you have even reached the car. Their stress hormones climb within minutes. And their brain, this is the part nobody talks about, their brain does not let go of you. Not for a single second you are gone. Researchers filmed dogs alone at home. They tracked their heart rate, their brain activity, what their nose was doing, where they were looking, and what they found made the scientists stop and look at each other. We are going to go through 5 things your dog actually does while you are away, backed by real science. And the last one, number 1, is the reason you will never leave the house the same way again. Number 5, and I want you to think about something before I say this. You probably think your dog's tough moment starts when the door closes, when the house goes quiet, when they realize you're gone. It doesn't. It starts when you pick up your keys. Researchers in Sweden filmed 12 dogs inside their own homes. Hidden cameras, heart rate monitors. The owners had no idea what the footage would show. What it showed was this. The second a familiar leaving routine began, the dog's body reacted. Heart rate climbing, stress hormones rising, not when the car left the driveway, not when the door closed, when the keys jingled. Your dog has memorized you. Every sound you make when you leave, the specific jingle of your keys, the zip of your bag, the particular way you put on your shoes, they have run this pattern so many times that their body doesn't wait for confirmation. It starts grieving the second it recognizes the sequence. Think about the last time you left the house in a rush. You grabbed your coat, grabbed your keys, moved fast, and your dog followed you to the door before you even said goodbye. That wasn't your dog being clingy. That was your dog's nervous system already responding to a loss it knew was coming, before you even turned the handle. And once you're gone, once that door actually closes, what does your dog do with all of that? How do they cope for the next hour, the next 4 hours, the next 8? Number 4 is the answer, and it involves something of yours they never stop touching while you're away. Number 4, right now, somewhere in your home, your dog's nose is pressed into something that belongs to you. Your pillow, your hoodie on the floor, the cushion of the chair you always sit in, the spot on the sofa where you were last night. You probably thought that was just a habit, something dogs do. It is not a habit, it is survival. Neuroscientist Gregory Burns at Emory University trained dogs to lie perfectly still inside an fMRI brain scanner. Then he exposed them to 5 different scents: a stranger, another dog, themselves, a familiar dog, and their owner. Only one scent lit up the reward center of the brain, the part that activates for things a dog loves most. Not food, not another dog, not even a familiar human. You. Your scent, just the smell of you, triggered the same brain response as a reward, as something they had been waiting for, as something that made everything feel okay. If this is landing differently than you expected, if you are starting to see your dog in a completely new way, go ahead and subscribe. Every video on this channel is built exactly like this. Real science, what it actually means for the dog in your home. So while you are at work, at the gym, running errands, your dog is not just waiting in an empty house. They are holding on to the closest thing to you they have access to, using your scent the way you might hold on to a photograph of someone you miss. And eventually, after the waiting, after the scent, after the hours alone, something happens that nobody expected. Number 3. Because your dog does not just wait for you. At some point, they close their eyes. And that is when things get really interesting. Number 3. You have seen it. Your dog asleep on the floor, on the sofa, in their bed, legs twitching, a soft whimper, maybe a little run going nowhere. You probably smiled and moved on. But what is actually happening inside that sleeping brain is something scientists had to study for decades before they fully believed it themselves. Research shows that dogs spend over 90% of their time alone simply lying down, And when they eventually drift into deep sleep, their brains enter REM, the exact same dream stage humans enter every night. Scientists at MIT studied what animals actually dream about during REM sleep. What they found was that the brain replays the day, the real experiences, the real moments, not random noise, memories, emotions, the things that mattered most while they were awake. And Harvard Dream researcher Deirdre Barrett went further. She looked specifically at dogs and asked, what do they dream about? Her conclusion was direct. Dogs dream about the people and experiences that fill their waking lives. For a dog whose whole world is built around one person, they dream about that person, that twitching you saw, those little running legs, that soft sound they made while sleeping alone in the house today. There is a real chance, backed by real science, that they were dreaming about you, about a walk you took together, about the moment you come through the door, about you. Your dog does not just wait for you to come home. When the waiting gets too heavy, they close their eyes and go back to you the only way they can. But here is what is strange. Number 2, because at some point, before you have even turned onto your street, before your key is anywhere near that lock, your dog wakes up, and they already know you are coming. Number 2, ask any dog owner and they will tell you the same thing. They walk through the door and their dog is already there, already at the door, already waiting. Not because they heard the car, not because they heard the key. Before any of that, for years people called it instinct, a sixth sense. Some owners joked their dog was psychic. Turns out the real explanation is stranger than any of that. Your dog has 2 systems working at the same time while you are gone. The first is their nose. When you leave the house, your scent is everywhere, strong and fresh. But scent fades, and researchers discovered that dogs can detect exactly how much a scent has faded, essentially using smell to measure how much time has passed since you left. Their nose is a clock, and it is more accurate than anything hanging on your wall. The second system is biological. Dogs have a circadian rhythm, an internal clock, that over months and years of living with you has synchronized to your exact routine. Your dog does not learn when you come home. Their body learns it. Their hormones, their alertness, their physical readiness all begin shifting at the time you usually walk through the door. Every single day, without fail. Whether you are 5 minutes away or still sitting in traffic. Think about the days you came home late, really late, the routine broken completely, and your dog was still there, still waiting, still at the door. That was not luck. That was a creature whose entire internal world had been quietly reorganized around the rhythm of your life. So your dog's body knows you are coming, their nose knows you are getting closer, and then the door opens. And number 1, the thing I told you about at the very beginning, is what happens inside your dog's brain in that exact moment. Science found something in that reunion that nobody was expecting, and once you hear it, every single thing we have talked about today clicks into place in a way that will stay with you. Number 1, everything we have talked about, the stress before you even leave, the scent they hold onto like it is the last piece of you in the house, the dreams, the biological clock counting down to the moment you return, all of it is building toward this. The door opens, and something happens inside your dog's brain that science has now measured, and it is not what anyone expected. Researchers took the same cognitive experiment used to study how children respond to seeing their mothers after a separation. They ran the exact same test on dogs reuniting with their owners. The response was almost identical. But then, in 2015, a study published in the journal Science found something that stopped the research community in its tracks. When dogs and their owners simply looked into each other's eyes after being apart, just held eye contact, both the dog and the human showed a significant surge in oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical that floods a mother's brain in the first moments after giving birth. Both of them, at the same time, just from looking at each other. This is not a metaphor. This is not a dog owner projecting feelings onto an animal. This is a documented biological event happening in your living room every single time you come home. The stress that started when you picked up your keys, the hours spent with their nose buried in your scent, the dreams that replayed your face while you were gone, the biological clock that felt every minute of your absence and started preparing for your return. It all releases. In that one moment, the second you walk through the door, that is why they spin. That is why they cannot contain themselves. That is why a dog who spent the whole day quiet and still completely loses it the moment they hear your key in the lock, because everything they held in all day, every bit of it, was for you. Your dog does not get excited because you came home. They get excited because you came back. To them, there is a difference. And now you know exactly what that difference is.